Welcome, Wargamers. This is Warhammer with Sheeb here. I am Sheeb, playing none other than Codex Dan, my great friend Dan, from back home. We decided to meet in my basement. He's looking over some last-minute rules, making sure we get everything right. We're going to be playing a 2,000-point game of just hilariousness. Dan decided to take a really soft list, and I decided to take whatever I had painted and just go at each other. And so we decided on 2,000 points, my Skaven versus his Orcs and Goblins. We set up with the diagonal deployment. We haven't played this one in a while, so we figured it was pretty cool. It's pretty time. Let's just get at it and let's just smash face. My army consists of, I think, 80% core. So we're going to be seeing 100 slaves and 60 clan rats. His army, he's taking some black orcs and some orcs, but not taking any big uns, and he's trying out these Goblin Spider Riders because why not? So he hasn't deployed yet, even though he's got his forces down. I am deploying first, and I do deploy like this. My flank, I have a Doom Wheel, I have a Rat Dart, 20 Clan Rats with an Engineer who just has my Dispel Scroll. They have a Warp Fire Thrower, Rat Dart, 50 Slaves, Warp Lightning Cannon, 20 Clan Rats. In there is going to be my BSB and my Gracier. They have a Poison Wind Mortar, 50 Slaves, 20 Clan Rats. Other Warlock Engineer, he's got the Condenser and the Doom Rocket, Plague Claw Catapult, and the last Warp Lightning Cannon. So there it is from the left, here it is on the right, and now Dan's deploying. He's got his just a normal block of Orcs, Mangler, Black Orcs, I'm sure how many in there, I think it's 30, a Troll, Doom Diver, another block of just regular Orcs, not big uns. He has his Orc War Boss on a boar, and he's really excited about that guy because he's got the Armor of Gork, and he's on a boar, so he's going to do some impact hits, and he just can't wait. Another Mangler, and then he has some more Goblin Spider Riders. Okay. And there it is, just on a better view. There's 6 here, and let's see, we got, 12 there. Okay, so the Spider Riders do a Vanguard, but before we show that, we're going to go show the spells I cast. My thinking behind this, I actually chose Skitter Leap and Plague, rolling doubles. I wanted to Skitter Leap my Warp Block Engineer to go do a Doom Rocket down his lines as early as possible, and then just use the Warp Lightning spell and just pick them off from behind. However, I don't do that this entire game. But that was my reasoning. Actually, Magic was pretty terrible this whole game. We just dispelled everyone's spells. It was quite funny. And he knows all the spells of the little walk. He has 2. He has a level 4 Goblin Shaman, Night Goblin Shaman, and he has another Goblin Shaman who's carrying a Dispel Scroll, and he's a level 2. Alright, so there's the Spider's Vanguard. And then the little bugger steals first turn, hops into the Stupidity Forest, and then moves out of it. Up like that. So both his units are vanguarded up. His Manglers have moved up. I kind of left this flank exposed because I really didn't see him doing a long charge flanking around my units, but that's alright. His other Manglers move up like that to get into position. And his Troll marches up to challenge my Rat Dart, which I will happily accept because that's what they're there for, to redirect. Okay, his Black Orcs also move up a little bit, and his Orcs move up a little bit, just to sort of get into a better position. And his Orcs move up a little bit. Now it's time for the Orcs and Goblins Magic phase, because the bugger stole first turn from me. But he rolls double ones, so there's karma. It's coming back to bite you, Dan. Interesting enough, I actually channel, so it was actually 2 dice to 2. But he does manage to kill my Poison Wind Mortar first turn with the Magic Missile, which I dispelled, or could not dispel, and it hit him. And then his Doom Diver shot in the shooting phase, killing my Doom Flare. Interesting, because I wanted to use this guy the first time I ever used him, and he gets taken out with a direct hit. Oh, scattered and then redirected back, so took him out. Sucky. Alright, and then there's those Goblin Spider Riders eyeing down the Lightning Cannon. They managed to shoot at him, and because of their poison attacks, they actually put a wound on him, which is good for him. My clan rats do see the Goblin Spider Riders. They are in my charge arc, so instead of charging that Mangler, because that would just be too hurtful, I charge into the Spider Riders and make it there. This is just showing that my slaves are going to charge into his Orcs and his general. So there's the charge, there's the charge. I make it in there. Could only really fit this many with the wheel and then closing the door. I purposely kind of shimmied off to the side, hoping to avoid his general, but his general I didn't realize was actually part of the unit, and so he just made way, which foiled my plans. However, first turn I do pop his level 2 with his Dispel Scroll, so I can't complain. Doom Wheel charges into that. He makes his random movement and just plows right into those Orcs there. Magic Phase, 5 dice to 3. I only managed to cast Death Frenzy off on these slaves. Probably not the best idea because, giving them all 3 attacks is great, but they really need to be in a horde formation to really take advantage of it. In hindsight, I probably would have still done it just because it was a good thing to get those slaves having those extra attacks, and you'll see why. I already mentioned I killed the Goblin Shaman just by dedicating a lot of attacks to him. So that was the only spell that went through. The Doom Wheel went to town on these Orcs, just ripped them to shreds. My shooting had a misfire with my Warp Lightning Cannon, and these have normally been really good for me, but not this game. It exploded. Plague Claw Catapult shoots at these Orcs since they're in combat with slaves. I can, and I do not roll any 6s to wound. Good when your strength too. Yeah, you need 6s, and I didn't roll any. This guy misfires, shooting at those Spider Riders, trying to get rid of them before they reach the War Machine. Doesn't happen. You can see there me punking off his Goblin Shaman and let's see, about 4 or 5 Orcs. Yep, and he manages to kill 8 of my guys. That is with the D6. I think I killed 3 of myself with Death Frenzy. Would have ran, but BSB in general are close by, and there they are. So look at my BSB. This combat, destroy them, overrun into the forest, and become subject to stupidity. Doom Wheel, go into town in close combat. Earlier we saw the Warp Lightning shots. So I managed to do very well. If it weren't for Steadfast and his BSB being in this unit right here, he would have popped and I would have overran and it would have been glorious. But now I am stuck there, and he managed to put a wound on me. Just one though. The Doom Wheel is amazing. I really want to pick up another one of these because they're fantastic. Mangler bounces through the Rat Dart and the Doom Wheel, which does so many impact hits and so many attacks that they both die. Lucky for these Orcs, that Mangler saved them from destruction. Troll charges Rat Dart. Goblin Spider Riders charges Warp Lightning Cannon. Hey baby, you want to be in my lap? Alright, and so here's a little bit of the lines. They all kind of shimmy up and a little bit forward just to get ready to get off some combo superchargers. Manglers move up. Don't quite make it to bounce through both my clan rats and slaves. Some more shimmying. And then his Goblin Shaman, Night Goblin Shaman, decides to do Curse of the Bad Moon. He's going to go right through his troll because he doesn't care. But I use my Dispel Scroll because I don't want that happening. Doom Diver comes, and because I backed up these clan rats, I accidentally put them in Doom Diver range of being both hit. He rolls a direct hit, and he hits both the units. However, only kills the clan rats, and my Warpfire Thrower is a champ and makes all his saves. Yeah, so really happy about that. In combat, the troll breaks the pack masters. They flee, bounce through the unit, stop an inch away. But you'll see what happens next turn. Spoilers, they rally. Alright, clan rats or slaves go to town on these guys. They statistically kill 1 to 3 every round and just tie up this whole unit of orcs with his general in it because his general was part of the unit for the entire game. Spoilers. But you see they chew through them. Let's see, 7, 10 guys down. Warp Lightning Cannon goes down. Just to look at my 2 other rat darts that came onto the board in reserves, and so do 1 unit of my gutter runners. They lost 1 lightning cannon. We're not going to lose a plague claw catapult. We need some war machines to deal with these because we have no rare. It's only been war machines that were in rare. My only special was gutter runners too, so hilarious. I have 2 units of 6, but here's the first unit. Going to shoot at them with slings. They rally, which was hilarious. Warp Lightning spell is cast in the magic phase by the clan rats and the engineer up in the north. He has the condenser, so I attempt it, he dispels it. I then attempt Plague, and I eat my Warpstone tokens. The red tokens represent 3 of my Warpstone tokens that I got at the beginning. Roll to 1, take a wound, don't save it. Now my Grace here is down to 2 wounds, and I actually fail to even cast Plague, so terrible game when it comes to magic. I do get off my flame template from my flamethrower. Manages to take away the troll's regen and put a wound on the Night Goblin Shaman. Almost punked his caster again. There's a look at the turn after. No charges were declared this turn for me. Catapult goes, kills 4 orcs. There we go. 4 6s rolled. Fantastic. 3 Spider Riders were down to the slings, and because of poison, that really helps. Okay, there's my clan rats who attempted the warp lightning. They came out of the forest, getting ready for a nice flank charge, but I actually decided not to do that, and you'll see that in just a second. There's just a look at the board of what's going on, just to make sure everyone's following okay. Troll charges the warp fire thrower. Interesting enough, this guy gets a stand and shoot reaction, so he'll do that. Black Orcs into the other big block of slaves. You think Dan would have learned his lesson from having to chew through the other slaves, but I guess not. Auto charge. They're within their movement, so they don't get to stand and shoot. Mangler bounces through Rat Dart, lands on top of clan rats, and then we thought maybe might keep bouncing and then going off the table. We really didn't want to look it up and go search the FAQs because it was already starting to kind of drag at this point. We wanted to keep things moving quickly. So I said, you know what, Dan, we'll stop here. I'm okay with it because you're not going to bounce through this unit and kill more guys. So I'll let you land here and stay here. And that's what happened. These guys are a champ. Roll Insane Courage. They stay. A Packmaster and a Giant Rat. Clan Rats, however, aren't so courageous. After losing 7, magic number, they pop. Which should have occurred a panic test, and they may have taken it because the BSB is pretty close by, but I think they may have been out of the range of the leadership. I really would have liked to have a Screaming Bell because having that 18-inch Inspiring Presence is really fantastic. Okay, so there's the charges. This was taken off on a spell. He cast a spell on them. He's been trying to cast Itchy Nuisance on them. He manages to get it off a couple turns, but we actually forget it, so we're just going to play as if nothing happens. And a few more. This is with the Mangler bouncing through. So 3 here and another 7. Ouch. Magic number, killing clan rats, 7. These guys charge into the gutter runners, thinking this combat's going to go all right with me. I have double hand weapons. Stand and shoot manages to put a wound on the troll, so fantastic, but he makes it in. Black Orcs make it in, making way. And he decides with his Night Goblin Shaman to cast Curse of the Bad Moon. And he doesn't care. He's going to go right through these slaves, and he just wants to plow through, whether it's a strength test, a toughness test, or whatever I have to take. I'm all 3s, so it's not going to matter. But I dispel that with my dice. Doom Diver hits the gutter runners. Lucky Duck gets to shoot in combat like that. I'm not the only one. Manages to kill 3 of my gutter runners, which is not good. Troll overruns my Warp Fire Thrower into my surviving Clan Rat Packmasters and Giant Rat, and they're going to fight that next turn. Combat, kill 2 Black Orcs for another 7 slaves. You can see this combat's still going on up here in the north. Okay, some more combat attacks. We're really whittling down this unit. I'm loving it. I'm loving these slaves, just tying up units. They tie them up for the entire game. They'll stay there for the entire game, and they'll kill them to a man. But you see they do, amazing damage to them. 6 clan rats died. Alright, my gutter runners are overrun and defeated in combat. That Doom Diver, if it wasn't for him, I would have won and broke them, and then this Plague Claw Catapult would have been able to do something. Fun fact, that Plague Claw Catapult stays around for a while. And there's just a better angle of the goblins charging in. There's 4 of them that can attack. Next round, this is round 3 now, top of round 3. My other gutter runners arrive in reserve to shoot at this Doom Diver. Sad fact, I failed to remember to cast anything or to shoot anything with them. So that sucks. All right. Clan Rats attempt to march. Since I'm going to be marching too close to the enemy, I fail my leadership on my engineer, rolling I think at 11. So I just stopped there, and that's okay. I really didn't want to charge in. I wanted to march in, just get a bit closer to launch my Doom Rocket, but haven't got the opportunity to do that. This is a beautiful shot of the forest. I have no idea what's showing in the forest, but there it is. Oh, that's just discovering what the forest was. It was a fungus forest, so giving them poison if they stay in it, but they move through it, and they lose a couple to dangerous terrain. Not his Goblin Shaman, though. Then I launched the Doom Rocket. Doom Rocket rolls terribly under what I was expecting, lands right in the middle of the forest. But since I rolled actually 3 1s, I have to take a misfire, and I roll 4 inches in that direction, which actually turns out better because I actually hit the general. But I roll a 1 and fail to wound him. So Doom Rocket, disappointing, but that's going to happen sometimes, right? Slaves kill 1 Black Orc, they kill 4. Troll makes some easy work of those remaining giant rats and Packmaster. Slaves are still battling these orc boys. And the Plague Claw Catapult is still battling the Spider Riders. Interesting enough, the Plague Claw Catapult gets D3 attacks because he is a Plague Monk unit, and they get frenzied. So to determine how many attacks they get, they roll D6. So you can't see it, but his Boar Chariot came on last turn, I forgot to mention, and is going to declare charge against these Clan Rats with the Engineer. I say screw that, and I flee, and I run through the enemy and lose 3 to those dangerous terrain tests, which I feel small price to pay because those impact hits would do a lot more damage than those dangerous terrain tests. All right, Troll charges in to the flank. Mangler bounces through. Back again through his random direction. Lucky bugger. His Manglers are doing exactly what they need to be. A whole lot of Clan Rats die. Let's see. It's 12 to combat. Tries to do Curse of the Bad Moon again. He doesn't care. He's going to go and launch it through his Mangler if he has to. He actually gets it off and kills a bunch of Clan Rats. Here's another more. What's that? 4, 7, another 7, magic number. That is enough to kill the slave unit, and they pop, and he decides to overrun with his troll in an interesting tactical maneuver to crash into his Mangler to get rid of it so that the Black Orc can reform and get a good charge off during the final turn. Or turn 5, actually. Spider's still there. Still tied up in combat. Lose another 5 slaves. Another 2 boys are gone, though. Here's my chance at redemption. If I can kill this orc unit, I may have a chance with some magic if I get things lucky. I do a combo charge. I decide to try and cast Plague. I manage to cast Plague. It doesn't keep spreading, but I kill 6 Black Orcs. It's looking better. There's the charge off. And then I finally remember to actually shoot my slings at the Doom Diver and take it out. This charge, I do nothing. I mean, I'm not expecting much. These guys are just giant rats. But a flank charge, only 2 of them attacking, I had a chance, and he actually kills a rat. So he reforms to face me, and now I'm screwed. But I got this little spear thing that's poking one of them in the eye. That'll be fun. Alright, Plague Claw Catapult kills 1 spider. They declare a charge through the forest. Not going to be steadfast, but I don't think it's going to matter. For the longest time, this Boar Chariot, we were thinking, oh man, that sucks. I fled with the Boar Chariot 2-head. You can't charge anything. My gutter runners are way over here. Yeah. And then we were like, wait a second, you can charge the Clan Rats or the slaves who are already in combat. And so that's what he did. Makes the charge. Boar Chariot's in there. Black Orcs are in there. Curse of the Bad Moon again. I can't stop it. I fail by 1. It goes through the lines like that, and then off like that. Let's see, 3, 5, 8 Clan Rats die. Puts a wound on my BSB. These Clan Rats die. Giant Rats die. These guys are alright, but they fail through combat res and run off the board because they scurry away 1 extra inch. So now those orcs are like that. And the Plague Claw Catapult dies. This is the turn where everything of mine dies. Turn 5. BSB's dead. 6 more rats die. I break with a lone clan rat and the Grey Seer running away. For safety, run to the hills. We thought that was pretty funny. These guys reform to face whatever's going to happen here. More slaves die. Only 4 left. It's not looking good, but it was bloody the entire game. He manages to reform with his orc boys and his general, and then his boar chariot tries to overrun, but only runs like 3 inches or something ridiculously short. These guys continue to flee. So I declare a charge on my final turn into the boar chariot. And then I bring up my gutter runners, kill 4 more boys with their slings and poison attacks. Can't kill them though. And then that is the game. So a really good game. Dan and I both back and forth were just laughing the entire time because most of my stuff exploded, and if it didn't explode, his manglers bounced through everything. And I was trying to take out the manglers, but I really just had nothing to deal with them. I realize now I really needed my combat blocks, my plague monks and my storm vermin to really be effective. I really liked having the rat darts, but not having them all come on the board at the beginning and having some in reserve. Dan had his chariot only in reserve, and it did change the dynamic of the game a little bit. I probably would have deployed a little bit further back since he can be 6 inches from that line, and most of my guys were about 10 inches from the line. He was getting a lot of charges off, but I made him wait till at least turn 3. Problem is I had no magic or no war machines to deal with him. So here's a look at the board. Orcs here, gutter runners up here, goblins finally took out the catapult, generals fleeing with the clan rat, last group of 16 clan rats with an engineer here. Can't kill everything, the black orcs and the orc general and the boar boys chariot. So that's the game. Thanks for watching. Here's the one last look at our Grey Seer, and then Dan holding up his victory trophies, the MVPs of his army, the troll, and the troll for killing the mangler and the mangler for doing so well, and him yelling out a giant rog. Merry Christmas.